Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you have been enjoying these Heartland reactions so far. This is going to be the start of the second half of season 11, titled A Fine Balance. Arriving in Mongolia, Amy discovers that Ty is in danger. Georgie loses her self-confidence before a competition, and Mitch and Peter care for baby Lindy. So, obviously, Mitch and Peter are probably going to have a conversation. They may end up being friends by the end of the episode. Although, in a way, I kind of think that's a bit unrealistic, but then it is a fiction show. Because it's like, just because they work together on, caring for baby Lindy doesn't mean that they would be buddy-buddies or even have to have a conversation. They could always just say, you know what, our mutual interest right now is Lindy, so we're going to go ahead and take care of her. Kind of interesting how Mitch is going to be helping out. Obviously something happens with Jack, that Jack is unable to help out. Probably him heading to Mongolia or something. And as we remember from the last episode, Tim may have cancer. And so he broke up with Casey because of it, which was stupid. And, he's not doing very well, and he's going with Amy to Mongolia, so we're going to have to deal with Tim in this too. And it says Amy discovers that Ty is in danger. Well, we knew that because we saw him going off with, what's his name, head first basically into danger. So let's get started. Tim. You're in their country, Tim.
As I said a word. When's the last time the guy took a shower?
Or clean
So
the
when was the last
windshield.
time the guy took a shower? I'm just saying.
Okay.
Come on.
Tim.
Tell me about
Tim, he can understand you. Tim should not have come. She loses her confidence. That's not good. Yay! Good job, Flynn.
Hey,
Yep,
what are you saying?
he's in
You
danger.
know what that is, or might have happened.
Hurt. See? Attila! Ty should have been smarter than that. He should have known that it was a trap. I mean, I knew it was a trap. But even if he had known it's a trap, I don't know if he would have been able to drive right by. Those guys that were waiting in ambush might have just let them go, or they might have, tried to shoot at them. And Tim, of course, is not going to be of any help. He's just going to bitch the entire time because that seems to be all he does right now. As I said, Tim needs to be careful because, granted, he's going through shit, but he's going to drive everyone away. He basically just drove Casey away by breaking up with her. He's going to drive his daughters away. He's going to drive Jack away. He's going to drive everyone away if he's not careful. And it's is that what you want? If you do have a terminal disease, do you really want to go through that alone? Because if you drive everyone away, it's going to be hard to bring them back, even if they find out that you are sick.
I don't like this. There is something wrong. I can feel it.
Mm-hmm. You're exactly
No,
right.
Dad, I'm serious. We can't just sit here.
Van, transfer horseback. No, that's not going to happen. If you don't ride, you're safe to stay here while we go.
I could ride before I could walk.
Well, I said you're safe there if you don't want to go.
He's here.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's got a job to do.
Attila!
Yes. Follow him. There's a reason. You know better than that, Amy. Just shut the fuck up. Can they gag Tim?
Come on.
Because he likes you?
Don't make me beg.
Okay, bye.
It's because he likes you, Georgie. And even though he's competing, maybe he wants to see you win. Good job.
You said you have a gift in horses, but it's more than a gift.
What's this gonna do to our families if we can't make it home?
It's gonna destroy him.
Huh? Amy.
So Tim is gonna basically end up being a believer because they're gonna leave, he's gonna get back, and any trace of the cancer that he had is gonna be gone because of this, you know, like he's acting like a dick, like this whole shaman thing, and you know, listening to the horses and listening to nature. And it's like, you know, there's something to that. People have survived for thousands of years with that thinking. You know, there are people who believe that and they've survived. So if they've survived for thousands of years like that, maybe there's something to it. So maybe you shouldn't just blow it off. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean it's not true. Doesn't mean it's not accurate. It's kind of like the whole thing, you know, how people act nowadays like there aren't aliens or there aren't demons because you can't prove it. And, you know, my attitude on that is just because you can't prove something doesn't mean that it's not real. Doesn't mean that it's not legit. There are plenty of things that are outside of the realm of science. And science that we talk about is man-made. We've created this science. So maybe what we need is to broaden our horizons. Maybe there's science out there that we haven't yet discovered. And maybe these shaman or, you know, a situation like that, maybe that's a science that needs to be tapped into.
It's okay. We can find out.
He is a good boy. He's a very good boy.
Why didn't you tell us about this last night?
I don't know, it's creepy. They're calling me the mystery girl with a sad homemade corpse.
So, you were doing all of these pictures being taken?
No, and I'm totally creeped out. Who took them and why do they care who I am or what we're doing?
I'm more concerned with the who.
You know, it kind of bothers me that Amy is acting that way, talking about horse spirit, because she's the freaking miracle girl. She is the one who has said, listen to the horse. The horse will tell you. And then she's basically saying, oh, this horse isn't gonna, you know, I don't want Attila to run away. Attila took them to where they needed to be because they have that connection. So that just doesn't seem like Amy, that she would be like that. You would think that she would be all about the horse's spirit and everything. That's more her. So hearing her kind of blowing that off, it's like, are you just blowing that off because of the situation? Because you are worried about Ty? Or what? Because you're the type that always talks about the horse and the horse's soul and the horse's spirit and let the horse come to you and everything.
Okay, what are you doing here?
I just want to stop by, wish Georgie good luck before the show.
No, you're a little late. Why don't I see you? If I just, it's okay. Seriously? Yeah, let me show. Please, by all means.
Change your shirt, Tim. Uncle Mitch and Uncle Peter. Go change your shirt, Peter. Stop. Well, Peter needs to change his freaking shirt because I don't think he should show up like that. And yeah, you know, you see he's got some jealousy towards Mitch, you know, saying, never, you know, everything about my family and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, you know, if you were around more, That's on you, buddy. But if you were around more, maybe that wouldn't be an issue. Maybe Lindy would know you if you were around more instead of like once every 5 episodes or so. Well, maybe you should come around more. I mean, you said you were going to be around more. That's kind of bugging me now. My sleeve's wet. And it's like, maybe you should come around more. Just saying. Don't blame Mitch for your fault. There we go. Well, even if she loses, it's still a good job. She still did wonderfully. And she's looking. He didn't change his shirt. Mitch and Peter are there, along with Jack. I think Lisa would have been there. That's nice. Tim is going to be better. It says this next episode says it forces Tim to deal with his feelings for Casey. So I'm guessing he's going to maybe tell her the reason why. But I think that medallion that he was given will help. He saw that hawk or that falcon, and that falcon, beautiful bird. That falcon, I think, took away the shadow. I bet his next, it says an unexpected turn of event, and I wonder if that could be the doctor's visit. And maybe the doctor says, this shadow is gone. It was interesting when the shaman said, I don't see much of you. Mahan, I think he said it was. Mahan or Maman. Saying that he was basically like a shadow. That falcon is going to be the one that saves him. Tim went over there being an ass, and he left in light. So maybe he won't be quite as much of an ass. He will still be an ass, but maybe not quite as much of one. Thank you for joining me for episode 10. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe for more content. And hit that notification bell to be alerted of future reacts if watching this video on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok if you will. I would greatly appreciate it. Link is in the description if you would like to support me on Buy Me a Coffee. I will give you a shout out in a future video. It can be a one-time donation of $5. That is all I am requesting. And I hope you are enjoying season 11 of Heartland. It seems like with season 10 and season 11, Graham hasn't been as involved, and I'm wondering why that is. I know we only have a few seasons left before he's done, unfortunately. And so I just wonder if, in a way, they were kind of hinting about Ty being gone. If maybe this might have come up anyways, even if he had decided he wasn't going to leave. I also think it's kind of shitty that when he did say he was going to leave, that they decided to kill Ty instead of the opportunity for him to return. But I guess I figured that's probably the only way Ty would leave because, because of his love for Amy and Lindy and the rest of the family. That's probably how they figured that would be the only way he could leave. Would be if he dies. Which is too bad because, obviously when a character exits a show, there's a possibility they could come back. Unless, of course, they're killed off. Now, if it's a show like Supernatural, no one really dies on that show. So, a character dies and you think, he'll be back. And usually they are. At the time of this recording, I had just watched Seska Says' reaction to an episode of Supernatural, and she commented about Castiel, because Castiel had died in the beginning of season 7, and she's like, my reaction was basically, he'll be back. And she says, and if it turns out he's not back, I'm going to feel horrible, but like 95% of me is like, meh, he'll be back. And I was watching the video nodding like, yeah, he'll be back. It's Supernatural. So unless it's a show like Supernatural where they die and come back, unfortunately on other shows when a character dies, they're not coming back. Kind of makes me think of another show I'm reacting to called Walker. And the main female, Lindsay Morgan, was in season 1, and after that had decided that she was going to go do something else. And so she was in about halfway through season 2 and then left. But they left it open for a return. And so I'm hoping that someday we will see her, that she will come back even for an episode or two, which I think would be nice. And maybe that's the plan. Maybe she's going to show up in season 5. Maybe when they hit the 100th episode or so, she would show up. That'd be kind of fitting. But, you know, it's nice that in that sense they left it open for potential return instead of being like, yeah, we're just going to kill her off and not give her any opportunities to come back. So it makes you wonder what happens when they decide to kill a character off or leave open the possibility for return. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this reaction as I did. I'm going to go ahead and start episode 11 here shortly, and I will see you next time. Bye.